This is the LG Stylo 5, and this is the T-Mobile edition. We do have a SIM and micro SD card slot here. You would open that up with the designated tool. The volume buttons are on the left top side. The power button is on the top right side. We have a headphone jack. We have a stylus that will come in and out of the phone. Speaker here and a USB-C charging port. So this phone actually does have face unlock. And so if I would hold this up to my face, the face unlock works decently. It's not as fast, of course, as the iPhone, which would have special sensors for detecting your face and everything. I believe all this is using is the camera. Although it is nice when your face even is somewhat to the side, the phone can still unlock it. There is a lot of customization on this phone. For example, some of the unique features that I saw was, for one, you have the home touch buttons, and you can set for buttons only or this new style, which is coming with the, all the Google phones now. And they actually edited it a little bit to where when you're moving it locks each app in place so you can see exactly which app it is. And the reason that's unique is here's a Google Pixel 3C, is on this one you have to kind of move it for each instead of being able to see all of the apps just by scrolling through the bottom bar. The old style would be just the 3 buttons like this, and when you first get the phone it's actually set up like this, and then you would look at recent apps just like that. Interesting feature that I saw on here, there's actually a dual app section, so you can have multiple accounts for different apps. And this could be very useful if maybe you have a work account and just a default account. If you go through the settings, there are a lot of different features in here. It has some, cleaning, gaming, optimization. These shortcuts are for the notification panel. Press the power key twice to open camera. So there's little things like that. They have themes, the LG themes. And let's talk about some of the specs. The storage, the internal storage comes with 32 gigabytes of storage. And there's also expandable storage. Right now I have a 128 gig expandable storage micro SD card installed. Now as far as memory, this phone has 3 gigs of RAM, and so that should be enough for most people. This is a 6.2 inch screen, 1080 by 2160 pixels, 13 megapixel camera, which is 1080p, 3 gigs of RAM with a Snapdragon 450. And 3,500 milliamp hour battery. So the battery is pretty good. I would say it would last a full day and a half with just normal use. That would depend based on how much you use it and all that. It's an IPS LCD capacitive touchscreen, so it's not AMOLED, which means the dark colors may not be as good as an AMOLED screen. It is running Android 9, and this is a Qualcomm SDM 450 Snapdragon and an Adreno 506. Now the pen is very useful. It comes out with a special screen as soon as you take it out, and you can put shortcuts here, apps that work well with the pen. For example, I put Autodesk Sketchbook here. It's really accurate. This has special technology just for this pen. For example, if I try to use it on here, it sort of works, but it definitely doesn't work as well. And a lot of times it doesn't register the pen. The screen itself is very, very good. Looking from the side, it has a pretty wide angle, a viewing angle, and it's really nice how they round the edges of the display as well. The camera is definitely another good feature about this phone. It gets pretty detailed photos. For example, here you can see the patterns on the fabric itself. I'm not going to talk too much about the camera. I guess that could be an entire video if I wanted. But I can look at some of the options here. These are some pretty standard options. Panorama. It looks like you can stream to YouTube with this. Different color options. And then some additional settings here. The home screen is pretty standard, but they have this Google News thing, or whatever this Metro-based news section is, and all this can be figured and edited and everything in the home screen settings. For example, here's the Google Feed option. If I disabled that, then I believe you can't scroll over to, so that entire section is now gone. I actually use a custom launcher, which is Lucid Launcher, which is actually an app that I developed. So if you want to support me, you can download Lucid Launcher Pro from the Play Store. One thing though, using the default launcher, you have different themes that you can set up with it. So if I go to display and then wallpaper and themes, there's a bunch of different things here. Let's see what this amazing sunset theme looks like. I'm going to download, and so now we can press the set button and set wallpaper. So that set it for the wallpaper and home screen. That didn't change too much anything else. Possibly some of the other themes change other things as well. For example, this one changes the font. It says the home theme, fonts, and wallpapers. So there's some cool things like that. So the pin options, open when pin is removed. That's talking about the little thing that pops up that I showed earlier. So when I remove this right now, it shows this thing. And then there's also notes on the side, which I didn't mention. Make it open pop memo, which is a different app, which looks like this, and you can draw on it. Or you can make it do nothing. And then this is where you would set the shortcuts, and you can enable that to, for quick access with the pin pop-up. I think that about covers it for now. I think it's a pretty solid device. The battery life is good, the performance is pretty good. It has the face unlock and features like that. It has a bunch of additional features that aren't in Android open source project by default. For example, the duplicate app feature and other things like that. Overall, I would recommend this device, although I do prefer Android open source project as the default operating system. But in this case, the amount of features in addition that they have added make it a good phone for that. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day.